I threw a dart at the world map and it landed on a place locked in time. No brands, no ads, no Wi-Fi, just music everywhere, cars from the 50s, and people who live like every moment matters. This is Cuba, and nothing could have prepared me for what I found. My name is Soren. I throw darts at the world map and travel wherever they land. Today, time has come to do another dart throwing ceremony, blindfolded. I'm gonna throw it right away and check out the location and go wherever it lands. I'm in beautiful Uruguay, in Punta del Este, at a location called Casa Pueblo. It's a fantastic place. Let's not waste any time. Put the blindfold on and throw the dart. Did I hit anything? Yes. It is. I'm taking the dart off and is Cuba. It is Cuba, close to Santa Clara. Cuba. Everybody goes to Cuba for vacation. I'm gonna go for work. It is a wonderful, fantastic place that I'm willing to explore. I speak some Spanish now, and I'm really excited to go there and maybe even have some friends with me. I landed in Havana, and bad news, at the airport the authorities confiscated my drone until the day I exited Cuba. Not a good start, but I was excited to go check out my apartment. Just like in every country, I'm looking for authentic local places, so here I found one in downtown Havana. I went to bed, waiting to meet my new friends tomorrow and get ready for an exclusive tour of the whole country. You're just about to see some stuff you've never seen before. So when the dart hit Cuba, not only I was happy that I'm gonna go to a warm country, but I saw Santa Clara, and I mean, what better way to actually go there and enjoy the country, but having co-host, a guide from Santa Clara, and I found Karell, and I found Cuban Adventures, which I partner with for this episode, and everything has been working out fantastic.
I was named after an American athlete. My dad, he's a fan of sports. And then Carl Lewis was like really famous back in the 80s when I was born. And then he decided to name me, after him. Karell Lewis, just like a bit alike like Carl Lewis. When I heard about Soren for the first time, I got like really impressed. Just like, throwing a dart to a world map, that was like something I've never heard about before.
The first day, Karell came to my guest house and picked me up in this sweet car.
Once we just met, we decided that it was like the best moment to show him, how Cuba was, trying to find like the best and unique, authentic places to show him that would actually portray the real Cuba, that is not like so commercial, like places that most tourists go. No, just like what Cubans we do every day with cherry coffee, and that's what we mainly did. So the very first thing they're doing in Havana is to get a sweet ride in this Buick 1956, which I'm very, very excited about because I've been dreaming about it since I was a little kid, and now Cuban Adventures set it up for me. The very first thing, I'm very excited. Let's go. We have two different types of American cars. One that is called Almendrone, that is an American car, a very old one, before 1959 getting out of our country, but then they are only used as taxis. But these ones, the really pastel color ones, that they are really well looked after by their owners, is the ones we use they are convertibles, and then we use it to move around in Havana to show our visitors, like the real Havana and just moving around. And then once we just jumped in, it was like having a flashback, going to, I would say like being in Greece with John Travolta and feeling things that probably, well, he told me it's been like a long time he didn't experience. And I think it was like a good going back in time. That was like the first thing we did in the morning. These American cars are so popular in our country. First, because it's really hard to find it somewhere else. They've been stopped being used for many years. They stopped being introduced in our country after 1959 because of certain inconsistencies in the relationship between the United States and Cuba. But then, however, they are so old, they keep it so well looked after. Some of them still conserve the original engines coming from these 50s or 40s, and they are still going. I would say that mechanics that they work with this kind of old classic American cars, they have like definitely a good job, and they are always, looking for new things to make it running every day. And I think that's what defines Cuba. When you talk about this small island, you have to mention the old American cars, just going in the street with these amazing colors that they call attention. And that's why people, when they come here, they cannot miss having a ride in this kind of cars.
I was so excited because, when you grow up and see these things on TV, you just hope that one day you'll get to enjoy one of them. And I grew up seeing old cars like that in a communist Romania. And being here in Cuba and Karell showing up with that thing, it gave me goosebumps. It just sent me instantly to my childhood.
There are many things that I have to show him about Cuba that I'm sure he will love.
Karell also brought his friend Marcos from Cuban Adventures, so he would show me around the city as well. So it was a good team going out to town. Omar was driving. We took a circle around the Old Havana. They showed me a good time. They told me about the city.
Havana is a 500 years old city, but it still preserves that touch of combination of old and modern things.
Right now we're going to take a walk in the old city of Havana, as they call it. And I'm excited to see what's around, immerse myself in the culture.
Just looking at Havana and walking around, wandering in these amazing streets, you can learn about the history of Cuba.
This is the Capitol building, which is actually a perfect replica of the White House, only it's 1 inch shorter than that.
Havana, once it was founded back in 1519, became in the most important Cuban city. There were only 7 cities founded that we called that back then villages, and then it became instantly in the most important one. Why? Havana was the mecca of all trading commerce during the 16th and even 17th century. You can see and experience this kind of blend of history, legends, authenticity, and many other interesting things that make this place one of the 7 wonder cities in the world, as it was declared a couple of years ago.
The first stop was at La Bodeguita del Medio. Bodeguita del Medio is famous for the Hemingway mojito.
In 1929, when Hemingway ended up here, he tried an accidentally a mojito at Bodeguita del Medio. And he liked it so much that ever since then, he decided to get the mojito in this place every day. So I think it is only fair to try a mojito here. Let's do it.
This is one of the landmarks in Havana that any visitor should miss. So Bodeguita means like a small store. And then Del Medio means like it was in the middle of this street. Then it was a family. They bought this small facility, and then they decided to create like a sort of restaurant where they would offer cheap meals for the visitors. And then they started providing this kind of Cuban typical meals. And then since then it became in a sort of bohemian place. Why? Because all these young Cuban revolutionaries, they used to gather there, have their meals, but also, you know, like cook the plans for this kind of revolutionary riots and activities. But also Hemingway used to go there and drink these mojitos that today in that place is like crazy to get one, but it's
seconds.
a spot that you shouldn't miss in Havana.
Havana has been a blast. It's a fun city. I'm gonna come back here, but for now I'm gonna do something that people don't usually do. Think it's a bit crazy? We're gonna go across the country in a taxi.
Watch the next episode as I continue my Cuban trip with incredible adventures such as getting a mysterious reading from an Afro priest, playing in a Grammy-nominated band, visiting the weird grave of Fidel Castro, and of course, throwing a new dart at the world map to see where I go next.